Good afternoon, my name is Diego Lopez, and on this video I'd like to discuss on the topic of Japan's security in the 21st century, a historical perspective. And I choose a historical overview as my focal point in order to make an analysis between the scenario regarding security in the East Asian region, especially between China and Japan, as compared to the scenario that preceded World War II. And in doing so, I adhere to the idea that there are many similarities between the period of times that preceded the conflict, especially in regards to arms race. Now, this is a topic of utmost relevance given recent news on Japan revitalizing its aircraft carrier capabilities since 2019 with the conversion of two helicopter carriers into aircraft carriers capable of assisting aircraft operations. The Japanese naval power that it once enjoyed in the past with 9 aircraft carriers focusing solely on the Asian Pacific region was ended afterwards the Second World War with the imposition by the Americans on a pacifist constitution and on the forbiddance of further bellicose developments. This, however, has been changing with new interpretations of the Japanese constitution, which, regardless of the debates on whether or not those reinterpretations are fair, these steps mean a very big change in the posture of the Japanese security policies towards non-friendly countries such as China. Now, it is very important it is very noteworthy to mention. Now, it is very worth to mention that, however the similarities do exist between arms race now and before World War II, there has been a major shift in Japanese foreign policies towards other countries. That is, back in the 1930s, with a rising militaristic ideology and a bellicose apparatus supporting what many call an imperialistic movement towards other regions in Asia, Japan was somehow an agent of chaos, which can be demonstrated with the invasion of Manchuria in 1931 that ended up with the eruption of a conflict in 1937, an episode that some historians call actually the start of World War II. However, with decades of, firstly, the adoption of a pacifist mentality, especially within the constitution itself, as well as decades of economic growth and cultural developments in Japan, Japan has adopted a more of a liberal worldview, aligning itself with West powers. And nowadays, with Chinese new imperialistic movements, as some call, with the building of artificial islands for military purposes, as well as its economic warfare that many perceive on countries in Africa and Central America and so forth. It would be right to argue, as I argue, that China is an agent of chaos, against which Japan promotes its arms race in order to in order to protect itself. I conclude that whether or not current reinterpretations of the Japanese constitution that promote a greater military capability to the Japanese self-defense forces are juridically correct or not, they do not pose at all a risk to the international order or to democratic processes. Because although similarities do exist between both scenarios in World War II and an upcoming conflict that might happen in the future, Japan's posture towards such conflict, towards such perceived threat from China and other non-friendly countries as North Korea, is a posture of self-defense and not attack. And with this I conclude my video.